I want to play with that or that, we're going to take it away from you.
They need to put Millenium in an awkward position.
And they're probably at this point in time so used to having certain things banned against them. They're probably one of the teams that are so adapted to playing with different setups, different guns, because they've got so many things banned against them. Like we talked about how Swanee gets banned out so regularly. Like the M8 will be taken away, the XR2, Shiva, any AR that could be a threat is taken away pretty much every game that he probably plays. So he's so used to playing with so many different guns that it's not really going to bother him at this point in time. And you kind of have a strategy like that. There's nothing that's really going to surprise them at this stage in Call of Duty. And for me, the Ban and Protect, they weren't really thinking too much on what they wouldn't like to play against. And there was nothing that they were thinking, okay, we should take this way. It's almost like a Millenium are thinking, what do we not want to play against? And Orbit are saying, well, what do we want to play against?
Yeah. So you feel as if Orbit need to put the ball in their court.
Yeah. They need to come up with a strategy that's going to help them a little bit more, because
rather
in that hard point,
it didn't disadvantage Millenium because it's so hard to do.
It didn't seem like they were particularly putting themselves in a great position. The Ban and Protect is one of the most important parts of Call of Duty now, and it didn't look like it was particularly utilized by them to its fullest. And that's my simple opinion. I mean, whether I'm right or wrong is up to the general public.
You are right. You are bang on.
Thank you very much.
You're very
anyway,
welcome.
You see the maps there. The first one, 250 to 103 in the favor of Millenium in this round 3 fixture. Both of these teams obviously taking 2 wins so far in the group. This is the last game for both of these teams. Evac Uplink is going to be the second map, and it's looking very, very strong for Millenium. Orbit looking a little bit worried and maybe just discussing what went wrong in that one, what they could do to fix things for this next map.
I think at this point, though, they are through. You know, they are going to go through to the next round because both these teams have beaten the other 2 teams in the group. So it's looking good for both of them as my voice does go down another octave. I mean, it's getting deeper. This is concerning. Could
I potentially miss something here? Could they not be trying their hardest? I mean, tomorrow you've got an important knockout stage.
Yeah.
It's single elim, so whoever you're going to be coming up against has probably finished their games for today. They're going to be watching this game against Orbit. Maybe they don't want to give too much away. They don't want to give every single detail away. And you've got to take that into consideration. Everyone can obviously see these games, and they don't want to give away too many secrets. So maybe that's it. Maybe I'm giving them a saving grace or an excuse for why they didn't quite bring what they should have done to the table.
Well, I want to talk about how long are the strings on the hoods on the Millenium jackets?
They're very
long,
aren't
they? I mean, they're the length of the hoodie. I mean,
they're very nice hoodies. Right?
They are nice hoodies, but for me, that's a design flaw. I mean, who needs that string in your hood? Nobody is the answer to that question.
What if you had a really long neck and you wanted to chew it?
You wanted to chew it?
Yeah, chew the little laces.
All right.
Put them in your mouth. What if you had a really long neck and you couldn't
Then it would be hard to. Okay, that's potentially why. I think you might have figured it out.
Or it's just a really big hood and it needed a really big lace.
I sometimes have that issue when I buy hoodies. You know, you get the drawstrings, you're like, man, why are these so long? Anyway, moving into the Ban and Protect. The VMP is going to be the first ban. The Tactical Mass Protect coming in there. But for me, I think that's just
Am I wrong in saying they banned that last game? Or am I crazy? I thought they did ban it last game. So they're protecting. These are some serious mind games from Millenium. I'm dumbfounded at this point. I don't know what's going on.
You know, we could sit here and go through every potential Ban and Protect phase. Every single one of them could go in Orbit's favor, and they would still lose this map. And you know, that's not even necessarily any disrespect to them. That is saying that Millenium are a lot better team. It was a little bit disrespectful, maybe, but you know, at the end of the day, Millenium are the strong favorites for this one. You can ban and protect whatever you like. You can pick whatever specialist you like. Literally, every single member of Millenium could run gravity spikes on uplink, and they'll probably win this map still.
Are you sure about that?
I'm 100% sure.
All right, fair enough. So we're going to quickly rattle through the specialist picks here. Going to have 2 scythes going to either team.
I want to see gravity spikes, god damn it.
Tempest, Heat Wave picked up, Kinetic Armor, and Annihilator.
Overdrive was
going
banned.
for Mimus. Indeed it was. The Heat Wave also being picked up by Millenium, and the Kinetic Armor also going over to Orbit.
Nobody picked gravity spikes. I'm going to say that's a mistake.
Do you like the gravity spikes?
Man, they're so fun. Like, tell me you don't enjoy running a hard point in Publix and annihilating 6 people at the same time.
I've never done that.
It's like run up in the middle of air and you've got 2
I think
spikes.
the most I've done at once is 2.
It feels like you're like Dragon Ball Z or something like that, isn't it? You jump in and just like a massive explosion. It's like, I am a superhuman.
What? Kamehameha someone?
Yeah, if you like.
Almost.
But you have these sticks that
Or like
cause
Final
people to
Flash.
die. Yeah, yeah. A
That
little bit.
one. It's kind of like...
Kaboom.
Kaboom.
Well, we're not going to see that this time. I think that would be nice. Imagine a new DLC comes out. Dragon Ball Z specialists. I think we're onto something. Honestly,
And what would the utility specialist be? Instant transmission?
Yeah, that
Ability
would
to
be nice.
teleport?
Wow, yeah, that
Somewhere?
would be.
Although that's kind of like glitch.
Yeah, I want to see more glitch. I'm a big
see
fan.
glitch.
Anyway, I think we might be going.
Rambling on here. So
We are. I mean, the teams are busy creating.
what do you reckon Orbit have got to do to get themselves back in this, apart from use gravity spikes, which they clearly haven't done?
Well, they didn't take my advice, so I'm thinking that there's nothing else they can really do. The gravity
That's
spikes
it,
would have
they're
potentially saved them. That's all I'm saying. Scythe, Heatwave, Annihilator, and Kinetic Armor. Looking at that, the Scythe, Daryl is going up against the Scythe of Callum Swan. So he might as well just take the L now. Heatwave on, I think it is it Kappa, did we say? Obviously having to play on a different game attack. I think, again, that's another one just to try and break in, trying to get some control. I mean, they're matched on both sides, apart from, the Annihilator for the Tempest, which is sort of like for like.
So evac uplink, obviously. Score limit is unlimited. 5-minute time limit per half and a 5-second respawn delay. And obviously we'll go to an overtime if it remains even at the full time whistle. Well, there's not really a whistle in Call of Duty, is there? But
It'd be cool if there
you get
was.
what you mean.
Imagine.
What, just some guy comes in with a whistle?
Right at the end of the game.
I think for me, Orbit, they need to not get too complacent. I think they got a little bit flustered once they found themselves in a spot of bother. They weren't really thinking a bit too logically. They obviously were like, all right, we've got to take the gamble here on that, on the riverside when they were spawning in the laboratory. And they just flooded down there, and they're like, all right, let's take a gamble and go for it and see if we can make it. Then they were like, okay, let's do it one more time. And then they were like, oh, that didn't work. Well, let's do it again. When they should have had someone rotating through mid or pushing through Mancha to try and give themselves a fighting opportunity at that hill.
If it doesn't work, try it twice more.
They need to not do that for this. So if something's not working, let's start to see something a little bit different from
that seemed to be the theory. Anyway, on board now with ManCave, he does have hold of the drone, and I imagine as he does pass that off, just trying to get some control here. Man of War in hand. I love this gun. It is so goddamn powerful. On board with Tommy, though. Let's see what he can do through the mid-map here. And Kappa is going to make up a kill on ManCave. Legendary Gordo, though. Takes down Tommy. That's with a Pharaoh, actually. So that's an interesting. We haven't seen that one used too much this weekend. And he's on the chase. Can he catch him? Is he going to catch him
on the outside as well? Gordo trying to get that kill. Does pick it up on Jerd. And that ball's obviously going to be reset. But Millenium are set up on it. ManCave in this absolute power position. One bombs. Real from a distance, following up, gets Mimus with the second kill, and he's going to start to push forward and lock this cut down as they start to spawn into P2.
Moving on now is Kappa. Is it? Sorry, I know I put you off there. Continue.
Sorry, what?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
You're having a little joke to yourself.
I was. I don't think you heard the joke that I was having. Never mind.
I
We'll continue.
I was in my element.
Continue. On board now with Tommy. Daryl does manage to make 2 kills there. Tommy coming around with the kill on the Mimus with the drone in hand. He is bamboozling at this moment in time. Tommy does eventually go down. Daryl getting the kill onto him.
Kappa picks that one up. Daryl getting a second kill to open the way for him as they jump towards the panels. He does get taken down by Jerdno, rocking that Pharaoh. And he has taken it, and he's going towards the mid. And he's going over to this P2 side. And he's actually jumping back, obviously. The indicator telling him exactly where he is going to be delaying. He's trying to throw them off. Kappa does come through and picks up the ball. Jumping onto the smoking terrace. And it looks like he's going to go off this wall run right here and try and get a different approach. The smokes has come down, so this is a little bit different of a tactic. And Jerd following up with 2 kills there.
Pharaoh's not something we've seen so much this weekend, but Jerd using it very, very well. They just managed to pick up 2 kills. Millenium, as said, with the lead currently, 2.5 minutes remaining on this first half. Looking good for Millenium. As said, they are 1-0 up in the series as well. Jed moving this drone along, has Callum Swan in tow as well. He makes a kill, makes his second as well. This is looking good for Jed. He should be able to float this one in for a 2. The cover is there. Is he going to be able to make it?
Oh!
No, quite. Real shuts him down there. Really important kills by him. Going to pick up a 3rd as well, so good play by Real. Managing to walk away with that one. He's 9-3 currently. Can Orbit turn this into a cap?
So Kappa holding onto the ball. This is a decent little start from Orbit. It's not as
not too bad.
catastrophic as I might have been expecting going into this first half. They have held on for just 1 point so far. Not really getting too much of a chance at pushing the ball forward. Here
Looks
goes
good.
a long sinker from distance, and he does level the scores up at 1 apiece. Swanee obviously watching the panels reset, expecting someone to come for the water.
That's
No, the smoke
nice
has
as
come
well.
down. Someone pushing over to the AC side.
That smoke really nullified Swanee's control over
Yeah.
that area. That's another
Indeed it
one.
did.
Oh,
No!
they've
Too much
just
pepper
about
on
missed it there. Swanee can get control here, though. That's going to be a slight overextension by Orbit. It's going to allow Millenium to gain some control once again. On board now with Jed pushing through here very, very fast. Mimas does get the kill on Tommy, though. That might slow them down. Marquette does answer bad, though. Jed does have Marquette in tow. Is he going to be able to make any kills here to help him out? Marquette makes 1 at the Gordo. Is he going to be able to make the second as well? Not quite, but here comes the...
Oh, no.
Yeah, you just hit the satellite with the drone. Jed, I don't expect these sort of players from you, but on board with him, he's still in a position to cause problems for
Is
Orbit.
that in a reset position? Apparently it is.
It looks like it's off the map, but
It's in some sort of reset position. I didn't know there was actually a reset position off the map, but
yeah, that doesn't really make sense.
Mad
Anyway.
Cat watching for the reset, gets 1 kill, looking for a second one. He is pushed from the side. Gordo takes him down and picks up the ball. Just chucking it out for distance, trying to give them a little bit of leverage as they reset themselves. Here comes
Real
Kappa
again.
off the respawn, pushing towards panels with his team. They are starting to get some kills. DeReal
Oh
really
my days.
leading the way. 15-6 so far. Swanee puts an end to that one. And he's going to jump onto these top ACs. Obviously, the ball is out in no man's land. Trying to have a gunfight onto panels. I believe that's Mimas out there, as they do have control of the reset. And I think Millenium are quite happy to just see this out. Not really on the
Yeah.
stronger side of the two.
Exactly. I was just about to point that out, that, you know, Orbit are really on the more preferred side. They haven't made it count so much. It is still 1-1, so they're within touch of